the David of Bear Butler, and also It All Adds Up Laurie. So hi to you both, and thanks so much for being in earlier, and huge thanks to everybody who's already thumbs up here. And I've had to change my usual midweek or early to midweek live day doing now due to being in college. So I've only just started this week again for the year, so at the moment having to go to Berwick every day, so that's sort of quite tiring because it's not that far from here, but the way the public transport system works, you're sort of going around about a lot. And yeah, it takes me 2 hours to get there and 2 hours to get back. Hi there, Laurie. And actual time sitting on the bus would be about 30 minutes sitting on the bus, and sitting on actual two different trains would be about 30 minutes. But I'm having to, just wait in between for connecting services and all of that as well. And yeah, it's sort of quite tiring just because of all of that. So I'm really looking forward to moving into student housing, and somebody driving around. That will be on the 22nd with my time zone, or the 21st for you all, of February of this month. So really looking forward to that, and that'll make my day so much easier, and also a big saving in transport costs. So that's pretty good, but because of all that, I've had to pay some pretty big bills. So like I had to pay the application fee and all of that a couple of weeks ago, $550, which I wasn't sort of expecting to not be able to use Afterpay for that. Sort of, there was no way of being able to do that with Afterpay, so that's left me pretty short. And then I've got another big installment, $1,400 for the actual rental, and that's for 5 weeks rental. They're sort of doing it in blocks. You pay for a whole block and sort of a little bit in advance, $1,400. So I'm going to be pretty broke after that as well, but I think I can use Afterpay for that. So that's at least one thing, but I will be pretty broke because it'll be every 2 weeks you've got to make a payment of 1/4 of it on Afterpay. So an extra bill of every 2 weeks having to pay, what is it, about between $350 and $400 every 2 weeks just to pay that off, the way Afterpay works. So and then I'll try and sort of pay a little bit ahead too, and get it sort of ahead. The actual cost of the housing, the student housing, is $280 per week. But that includes all utilities bills. I don't have to pay electricity, don't have to pay water, don't have to pay propane, all those bills I don't have to pay, so that includes all of those. So that's one thing. And also with that, I get free use of the gym and the heated swimming pool, etc. at the campus. So that's a real bonus, and free Wi-Fi, which is a real bonus. So I'll be able to run a lot more of your videos too with free Wi-Fi. I'll be able to just set my TV up to run all day. If I'm out of class, it can just sort of run everybody's videos. And then, as I get a chance, just come back and thumbs up and comment sort of. But, just to get everybody's playlists ran, so that's an advantage. And yeah, I had to sort of sell my computer just to pay some of those bills, so I need to buy another computer sometime. There are computers in each classroom, so that's an advantage. At least I can use those while I'm in class. But of course, not having a decent computer at the moment, it's pretty hard to study because I mean, I could do it on my phone, which I'm streaming from a little bit, but the online system that I'm actually using in class, called Moodle, doesn't really like Android that much. It seems to work better and prefer working on Windows or working on, you know, Mac, that sort of thing. So, you know, that's just how it is. Anyways, never mind. That's just what it is. So a big hi to everybody. And who have we all got here, and what's everybody been up to this last week? I'd love to hear what everybody's been up to. And I've got a video up from the other weekend when I was in the city. Finally got that edited up and onto my YouTube, which premiered Monday, I think it was, for you all. And I was sitting in class while the premiere was running, so I might have been a bit slow replying to everybody's comments, so, you know, please accept my apologies for that. It's just how it was. Oh yes, great to hear, Laurie. Not much, a few weedbox.com videos and video games. Awesome. I'll have to look up what that is. I don't know what that is. And if I get some time, I'll have to check out what that is. Pretty busy at these times. Today in this location's Thursday, which is one day that I don't have to go to college to study, so, or attend class, I should say. Later on today, I'll be doing some reading because this year's subjects are a fairly steep learning curve, I'm finding, so I'm going to have to do a lot of reading and a lot of extra study just to keep up with that. Oh yes, that's interesting. Yeah, we probably can't speak about that too much here, with the way YouTube works. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Yeah, you know, that sort of thing ain't legal everywhere, and so, you know, YouTube gets a bit antsy about that. So, and it's definitely not legal here, so so yeah, we sort of can't sort of go into that too much here, but anyways, that's really interesting, and I'll have to look at that and see what it's all about. Yeah. And I mean, I don't need it or use it, but just interested, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's really, really interesting. I know you can sort of get some of the parts of that here on prescription, but it's all fairly, you know, difficult. Yes, yes, so true, Laurie. They do suck here. Yeah, that's interesting too. You have a prescription. Yep. And yeah, who else do we have here? We've got a few people popping in by the look of it. I see 7 viewers. So yeah, that's great. And if you haven't already smashed the thumbs up, please do. And I've sort of just set this time an hour earlier than what I would usually go live, because I like to go live for an hour, and sometimes it strings out to an hour and a half. But after this, Heather and Gail will be going live with their Healthy Goals Wednesday, and that's in about an hour and 20 minutes time, and that'll be on Heather's channel, so that'll be really, really interesting. And of course I'll be in that chat, so be interesting to see who goes there. Don't don't know if I've got any mods that could paste the link for Heather's live in chat. I'd love if you could do that. Mods, dear mods, Heather of Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. The chat is running from her channel today, so they alternate each week between Heather and also Gail's channel, Gail's Health Goals, I think her channel is. From memory, I am following them both, so yep. Oh, thank you, Laurie, for doing that. Calais channel, hi there. I think that's who we have here. Oh, it's gone now. I'm trying to read who you were, but a big hi and great to see you. Things sort of pop up on screen and go out, pop out pretty quickly here. And I don't have a computer to follow at the moment, so just bear with me. Kaya Chanel, I think. Great to see you and thanks so much for coming on. And a huge thank you to everybody who smashes the thumbs up. Drinking soda, I know, very naughty, very naughty. I've had one coffee and the weather's been pretty hot here, so not really wanting another hot coffee, but I could have gone and made iced coffee, I guess. If I could be bothered scratching around in the freezer for some ice, I guess. And, you know, just have one of those little blender cups that I could do it in. But drinking Coke, no sugar at the moment. Happy always, everyone. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yes, so doing that at the moment. Had one coffee just before and not wanting another hot drink. As I said, it's been very hot here lately. Although I think today is going to be much more pleasant. It's probably about 75 here at the moment, with a top of 80 today. Yesterday was, I think 93 or something. I hate it. And hi there, Heather. Great to see you. And the day before was about 97, and it's pretty hard going when you're sort of out in that and going to college class. I mean, once I'm in college, I'm fine because all the classrooms are aircon and the cafeteria and everything is aircon. So great to see you, Heather. I'm wanting to go live for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So, you know, when I finish, it'll be your live about ready to start, Heather. And this will be an ongoing now for a while, at least for this semester, because the timetable is Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday all day in class. So there's no way I can sort of run a live in the middle of the classroom. That mightn't go down too well if I was trying to run a live from the middle of the classroom, would it? At college. But anyways, and with the crazy time difference, it's actually Thursday morning here in this location, so you know. Oh, I didn't turn it on to, let's see if I can do it. Do not disturb. I've got alerts going off here on my phone. Yeah, a range of things actually, David, at Bear Butler. The actual name of the college course is IT and Computer Study, Computer Security. Last year we did a lot of the programming stuff, and that was pretty hard going too. And this year it seems to be more about the security side of it and setting up computer networks and everything. And you know, the class yesterday was about how to set up, you know, your computer to your router and how all that works and how the internet works and what cables to use for each one. And it was sort of, oh, it was really making me rack my brain. But, you know, all very interesting. So I'm going to have to be doing a lot of extra reading and study on that just to try and get up to speed on all those things. So, you know, a lot during the week of extra. And of course, you know, once after Heather's live, Heather and Gail's live, and then Linda's live, which is later, if somebody could drop the link for Linda's live as well, Linda of another time, that would be lovely. After that, I'm going to have to be just you know, opening my phone out and just going through all the lessons and watching some extra YouTube videos and all that that are sort of linked in the course and all of that. So, you know, I'll be doing that sort of for the rest of today after the live streaming and watching a few lives and so, you know, I was wanting to be actually running a couple of people's playlists, but I don't know if I'll be able to, because I'll be watching YouTube videos on, you know, that are connected to the course. So, I'll be busy. But anyways, you know, that's what that is. And yeah, what have you been up to, David? And Heather as well. I saw Heather come in. Don't know if Gail's in. Don't know who else is in. I mean, I did post this link out to a couple of, you know, chat groups we have, and on Messenger with a couple of chat groups there. Oh, making yogurt. Awesome. That sounds great, Heather. Yes, David, work, yes. And David is really clever on machining engine parts and that sort of thing. Better you explain it than me, but it's really interesting to see what you're doing, although most of it's going over my head, as you could well imagine. But all very interesting, and you know, just watching the care and the detail that you go into things there, David, that's wonderful. And of course, looking forward to see what video Heather makes on making yogurt. That'll be fascinating. And something I may well try this year later on once I'm in student housing, where I sort of got access to a kitchen to do stuff. And you know, my room at student housing, I've been doing it for 47 years. Wow. So what, you started about 5 years old, David? So I'll be able to do more of those things. I was just talking about my room, how much that costs, but I've got my own bathroom in there, own space, you know, and then it's a shared kitchen between about 4 rooms and shared laundry for about the same, so that's all good. And of course, student housing, we have full use of the swimming pool. I see there's a heated swimming pool and I guess spa and sauna and whatnot with that, and gymnasium, and full use with that, so that's really good. But you know, part of that fee that we paid was like a $300 fee for use of those facilities that I had to, you know, $300 with the first installment, and then it was $250 for the I think for the application fee or something for student housing. So you know, and who was it that I was talking to telling about the costs? Oh, it was Jocelyn, and she said, oh wow, with what you're paying per week, in her location, I won't say where she is, but she's in the States. In her location, you could actually rent like a 3 or 4 bedroom house. But the cost of housing in this country is horrendously expensive with the way things are. So, you know, that's just how it is. So, you know, it's just all pretty very, very, very spendy here. And then the cost of food and everything is just crazy in this location. It's all very spendy. And, you know, the cost of transport, gasoline, it's absolutely ridiculous. You're talking about $8 per gallon, $7 to $8 per gallon for gasoline here. And that's just for your standard gasoline, that's not for premium. And about the same for diesel fuel. So, you know, absolutely ridiculous. And I think it's about $4 per gallon for liquefied petroleum gas. That, you know, that's a bit of an alternative they have for cars as well. Beer, I don't drink beer, but for a 10-ounce glass in a bar, you're looking at about $10 plus in a bar. For a can of beer, I think you're looking at about $3 or $4 for just your cheapest can of beer. You know, can this size. Just to buy this, if you're buying this one on special and buying like a big box of them of 36 cans, on special you will get them for about 80 cents per can, you know, the cost of them, but more likely to be $1. Of course, if you're buying a can of this stuff just out and about, you're going to be paying $3, you know, just in a takeout store or something like that. Just a Big Mac by itself, you're looking at $10. At least $10. A Big Mac meal, medium meal, you're looking at about $15. So, you know, the costs here are just absolutely crazy for everybody who's interested with the cost. So, you know, I think everybody's interested in what things cost. Let's see, KFC, you're looking at about, if you're buying pieces of chicken KFC, you're looking at about $4 per piece. Sounds comparable to Oregon. Yeah, and I know Oregon is expensive compared to some other states too. I do know that, Heather, Oregon's probably one of your more expensive states. From what I've heard, sort of a lot of the states up the west coast are pretty spendy. For various reasons which we won't go into on YouTube. Has anybody got any plans for the rest of the week too? I'm always interested to hear those. Lots of trucks driving around now. Oh, awesome. Would love to hear what everybody's plans are. Oh, yes, says Heather. Yeah, I think that was in response to what I said about the West Coast being pretty spendy for various reasons. Work, yep. Same here. Work. Or study, which is work. And I've sort of got to try and get some videos done sometime for YouTube again. I was thinking about, but I can't afford it this week, going to the Wednesday night market, but not able to do it this week. That would have been last night. To go out there, you know, just the extra train ticket, then to eat there, yeah, and then to get an Uber back because it's a bit late from the train station for buses. I just couldn't do it, so just we'll have to wait. Oh, awesome, David. Thanks so much for coming in. Getting seed, winter sown in bags. Sounds good, Heather. Whoops, I didn't quite catch what you said there, Laurie. I'll catch it in a minute if it flashes up again when somebody else's comments. I couldn't read it. I didn't have my glasses on. And I absolutely hate not being able to read without bloody glasses, you know what I mean? It really gives me the shits. And I need new glasses because these are absolutely... and I can't afford them. Portland is popping up. Oh dear. More TV. I'm working on a few different series, but mostly it's why... oh yes, awesome. We probably shouldn't go into that too much. On YouTube, you know, YouTube gets a bit antsy about different things. And we sort of try not to sort of go down the politics rabbit holes here because I know a lot of people have different thoughts. Yeah, I think that's absolutely true there, Heather. Glad you're in the country, yes. Meaning the countryside, yes. A rural area. That's where I watch, yep. And yeah, things ain't really that good here in this country either, with different things going on. Oh yes, yes. Good to hear. Yeah, while I've been staying here, the lady who owns this house, she watches a lot of the ABC news, and oh my, I love being out of the city. Yeah, I'm sort of right on the edge of the city, and where I'm moving to from here is actually a bit further out. It's actually right on the edge where there's, you know, the countryside sort of right next to, you know, it's right on the edge of suburbia, and it's right on the outer eastern, the far outer eastern suburbs. You know, you could literally walk and see farms where I'll be staying on the campus. So that's really, really nice. And it's a really, really, really nice suburb. Or actually it's more like a town that's sort of just been overtaken by suburbia. Yes, so true, Heather. Sort of one of the things that sort of, you know, funded or part of the cost is full-time security where I'm staying. You know, of course, you know, the college security. So, you know, there's security guards sort of, you know, all night, all day, all night. So it's certainly going to be a lot safer. So, you know, that's certainly good. With that, you know, that it's going to be secure. And of course, it's a very quiet location. The university where I'm studying, or the college, it's actually not a very big college. So I think it might sort of, as far as colleges go, it's really quite small. I think maybe there's 1,000 students or something. So, and of course, certainly not 1,000 students staying on campus. I think there's probably only about, you know, 100 or 200 on campus with the different dorm rooms, so, or, you know, wings, dorm wings. I'll find out how many there are altogether. And it's certainly not full by any stretch of the imagination, so, you know, it's fairly quiet. And I think like the dorm I'm staying at, you know, there's only like it's an ensuite one, so it's a bit more luxurious, I guess you could say. Whereas I know the other wings, there's one that's sort of a shared one, you know, 2 people in each dorm room, and shared bathrooms between 4 rooms or something, which, you know, no ensuite, which is different to the one where I'm staying at, but then it's a fair bit cheaper per week too. I think it might be about $200 per week or something. But I want my own space. I'm old. I'm old and grumpy, so I want my own space. I'm not sharing with nobody. I'm sick of that. Sick of sharing bathrooms and all of that. You know what I mean? So don't want that. And, you know, the house that I was staying at before I just came here was absolutely foul, shared bathrooms and that. Oh, thank you, Heather. Yes, like what you were saying, it was absolutely foul. And, you know, that place was $260 per week. Only $20 less per week than what I'm paying at student housing. And it was absolutely foul and disgusting. I guess you could say the owner of that place, the stink house I called it, is a slumlord, basically. The dude has like about 20 different houses or something. Him and a consortium. The rest of his group are actually holidaying in Thailand most of the time or whatever. Yeah, that's how the cities are, yeah. And, you know, it's absolutely foul. And actually, the type of houses that he's running, actually, if they're not illegal, they should be. No fire safety whatsoever. Filthy, full of mold, you know, unhealthy. You know, there's probably about 50 different housing regulations that are being broken with those stink houses. Oh, Tamara, hi there. Great to see you. Okay, I'll remind everybody, an hour's time, Heather's live. Heather of Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Healthy Goals Wednesday live stream is starting, and Gail and Heather will be discussing various healthy living goals. I'm not sure what they're discussing this week or if they've got any guests or anything. I'll be interested to be watching and see what they discuss, and if somebody could drop the link for that, again, that would be lovely if a mod could do that. Oh, no problem, Tamara. I'll be here for a little while yet, so you're not late. You're not late. All good. I mean, I started about 30 minutes ago yibber-yabbering away, and that's all I'm doing is just yibber-yabbering away and talking about different things that I'm up to this year and what's been going on and all of that, and having a few people share their different goals for the year or the week and what everybody's been up to. And I encourage anybody in blue, if you've got a video link or a playlist or a collaboration that you'd like to share out in chat, please do so. You're most welcome to do so. I'd love to see those, and it's sort of one way that I can keep up, and a couple of chat groups that I'm in that I can keep up, so that's good. I know I must call Gail again sometime. I need to just call Gail and just see how she's doing. I was going to call her for her birthday, but then I thought, oh, she's probably so busy. And oh, is that raining out there? Oh, good. That'll be an end of the hot weather for a little while. I'm under a pergola here, so undercover, so it can rain all it likes. So I must catch up with Gail sometime. I know I must catch up with Jan too. And it's easy for me to ring or to telephone anybody because with what I pay for my phone plan every week, not every week, every month I should say, you know, postpaid phone plan with Vodafone, I actually get unlimited calls and messages to the USA. So, you know, I can call and I could talk for 2 hours and it doesn't matter. It's not going to impact my phone bill at all whatsoever. So, you know, I must do that, and I must get a few other of you all on my list too, that we can just sort of, you know, I can just give you a call and we just sort of chit-chat away. Must do that. You know, no impact on my phone bill calling or messaging you all. So, you know, that's all really useful there. Have I missed anybody here? I know, I'm very naughty drinking soda. Heather will be, Ariella, you shouldn't be doing that. You remember healthy goals. But anyways, you know, soda's about my only vice these days, so. And I don't sort of go that hard on soda. I don't drink as much soda nowadays as what I did sort of a year or so back, so. And of course, being in the stink house, you know, I drink soda all the time because I didn't have a water filter and I wasn't going to be buying a lot of bottled water to drink. And I certainly ain't drinking the water that comes out of the faucets here in this place. A soda is not a sin. Yeah, that's good to know. I know I was talking about a couple of things from my past life in one of the chat groups, and I have sort of spoken of those things in live streams before, but whether everybody was aware of that or not, I don't know. Oh, hi there, Gail. Great to see you. And I was just saying, if a moderator, I could have had, I don't know, do I have a Heather set as a mod or not? I'll have to make sure that she is. I just wondering or hoping that a moderator could drop the links for the live stream for Heather and Gail's live later after this one. And also drop Linda's live link for another time. Yeah, I thought I'd put Heather in blue, but I sometimes forget who's all in blue. I wasn't sort of looking when I should have looked longer. If Heather's if she came up in blue here on the screen or not. Hi there, great to see you. Oh, that'll be great, yeah. Yeah, sure. Alison, hi there, great to see you. Sort of got to put my glasses on to read things at times. Paying for StreamYard? Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'll have to do it through my phone at this stage, Gail. I had to sell my computer, just to pay some of the, costs that were coming up, for student housing, the installments. So, yeah, we'll need another computer soon. I mean, I can use the classroom computers when I'm in class at college, but of course, after hours and I'm wanting to do things on computer, I can't. So I'll have to get another computer sometime soon when I can afford it. You know, once I've got these installments done for student housing, I guess. Were you cooking tonight? Oh, sounds great. And yeah, please drop the links for your live stream. That'll be straight after this one, and also for Linda's live stream, Linda of Another Time. And she'll be going live sort of straight after your live. I did make some community posts on that, so if you go to my community tab, you should be able to see those. On my community tab with the links for that. Otherwise, a mod, please drop those links for me because I can't do it. I've only got my phone. I haven't got a computer around to do it with, so otherwise I would have dropped them myself. But you know, had to sell it. Needed the money for installments for college housing. So you know, and you know, wasn't really happy at having to do that, but it's just what it was. And you know, all these no interest loan schemes are absolute you dropped an F-bomb bullshit. You know, if somebody wants furniture, yes, they'll loan money for that, but they will not. Or somebody wants a car, to buy a car or fix their car, they will not loan money for education purposes. Eyes in the prize, yep. Awesome. They will not loan money for decent housing, like you know, installments or deposits for decent housing. They'll only sort of give a deposit for like these rooming houses or boarding houses, shared accommodation, which is another stink house. They'll only lend money out for, you know, somebody to move to a stink house, which is absolutely disgusting. And I've had a gut full of stink houses and seen enough of them to last me my whole life. And I never want to see or smell another stink house, if you know what I mean. And if I had nothing to do and I had more time, I would actually pursue the owner of that stink house through the court system and you know, try and get some money out of him. You know, because that's absolutely disgusting what, you know, it's a slum, he's a slumlord and what he's running, so, you know, absolutely foul and disgusting. And he'd have to be breaking probably 50 different, you know, local, state and federal laws to do with housing and safety and that sort of thing. And of course, you know, most of the people staying in those stink houses, just, I guess you could say they're not intellectually capable of pursuing an action or a legal action. Yes, he should be in jail. Yes, absolutely, Gail. But, you know, most of the people staying in such places are pretty vulnerable people, and basically the place is like one step up from a homeless shelter, but probably more dangerous than a homeless shelter with, you know, the breaches in health and safety regulations and fire regulations and all of that. And yes, the dude should be in jail. Him and his consortium, I believe they own about 20 of these stink houses around Melbourne. And from what I've found out, the rest of the consortium spend a lot of their time vacationing abroad in Thailand or Bali or what have you. That's interesting. And of course the dude who's a part owner, excuse me, that we actually deal with is actually the dude who does all the dirty work, if you know what I mean. He's probably like a fall guy for them as well. God sees all things. True, Gail, true. And yes, I do pray for the people who still live there. A lot of the people who are living there, which is really, really, really sad, are people who have mental health issues, or they have real issues with addiction of various things, and they're not able to get out of there, basically, or out of these places. They're just unable to. There's no community support in helping them to get to a better place. There's nothing for them. But of course, if they'd and of course, you know, those people, for the most part, are born in this country and are citizens of this country. And citizens of this country probably, you know, the last sort of 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever generations. So of course, you know, for such people, there's no help, no support, nothing. But of course, somebody who just drops here illegally, oh, they get a free house thrown at them and free cars, and well, they're not really free. Taxpayers pay for all of that, but they get everything they want just thrown at them. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, but we won't sort of go into that too much here. I know I missed somebody's message here. It sort of popped up on screen and then it was gone. And put my glasses on to read it again when it pops up. I need new glasses. These glasses are absolutely... I got them 2019 actually. So they're 7 years old. So they're absolutely, you know, F-bombed. You know what I mean? Did go to Specsavers the other day. Need new glasses, but can't afford them. That's why we live in this dump. Those inner city places are bad. Plus I've gotten 2 parrots since I moved here. Awesome. Oh, that's interesting, Laurie. Oops, I didn't quite get yours there, Gail. We need to come up with a name, something or other, something or other. So if you could repeat that again, Gail, that would be brilliant. Waiting. And of course, if anybody does drop me a super or a donation, I really, really appreciate anybody who does that. And of course, anybody who checks out my merch store and buys some merch from me, that would be lovely, and I'd really appreciate that as well. And I could really do with it. We need to come up with a name for the new Wednesday night lineup. Yeah, good idea, Gail, yes. Yeah, who could come up with a name for that? Yeah. Wobbly Wednesdays or something, I don't know. Yeah, we need something that's sort of funny and sticks in the brain. Wobbly Wednesdays, or whacked out Wednesdays, or wacky Wednesdays, or you know. But we're not really that wacky, surely. I mean, you know, we do have some interesting and serious topics with Healthy Goals Wednesday, of course. And I know Linda of Another Time always has some interesting and very good topics. And, of course, often has some interesting guests. Wobbly Wacky Wednesday, yeah. I'm the only one that's wacky or whacked out on Wednesday, so yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting. But yeah, we'll have to come up with that and just sort of promote that, and you know, I'm sort of getting used to getting up early again with having to get up for going to college. You know, I'm having with my college, I'm having to leave here at 7 a.m. Chopped Hi there, great to see you. Great to see you. Yeah, we could all be quite funny at times, yeah. So, you know, that'll be interesting, come up with that term. And plus, once I'm in student housing, I'll be once again doing my Saturday live streams. Wit and Wisdom Wednesday. Thanks, Tamara. You're giving me far too much credit there. Wisdom. Maybe wit, I don't know. Wit or witless. I don't know. I think you might be giving me too much credit there. But, you know, that'll be interesting. Yeah, I like it, yeah. But, yeah, good term, Tamara. But, yeah, once I'm at student housing, that'll be a Sunday for me or Saturday for you. We'll once again start up my live stream, Saturday live streams. And because I know one or two were saying, oh, we're bored on a Saturday. I mean, once I get another computer, I could probably get something set up and we could sort of do a StreamYard and get a whole panel of us or something. And, you know, make it interesting. But I'm not able to do it at the moment here because, you know, Saturday, the lady who owns the place is home, so there's plenty of other things going on, and you know, lots of noise and things, so I can't really run a live stream. Yeah, when I get and send out links, sounds great, Gail. Sounds great. So, you know, that would be sometime, you know, Saturday will be sometime after the 21st, the evening of the 21st for you all, which is 22nd for me. That's when I move out to student housing, so, you know, that'll be really, really cool, and really looking forward to having my own space and not travelling 4 hours every day when I'm going to college. Because I'm actually in class at college 3 days per week, 3 full days per week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course today is Thursday with my time, in my time zone, of course Wednesday night for you all. So, you know, that's why I've sort of moved across to this time, because I'm not having to be in class today, although later today after Linda's live, I'll be hitting the books again. Riding the bus and trains, Gail. Basically, I've got to walk out to the main road here where the bus stop is. That's about a 10-minute walk. And then jump on the bus to Cranbourne. Then I jump on the train to Cranbourne to Dandenong. And then back again from Dandenong to Berwick, where my college is, where class is. And of course, you know, just the way things sort of link up, it's all sort of, you know, ass about. So, you know, it's sort of the logistics of getting there sort of does waste a lot of time. Sitting on the actual buses and trains, probably about an hour. But, you know, just in between sort of waiting and, you know, walking between, all of that sort of takes a bit of other time as well. But of course, you know, after the 22nd, I won't have to be doing that. I can walk to class under 5 minutes, walking to my classroom. So that'll be brilliant. and don't sort of have quite enough time, because we only get 30 minutes off for lunch. Otherwise, you know, if it was an hour, I'd actually walk up, go back to my room and actually grab something to eat. So, you know, just sort of going each day, going with a frozen meal, and then just reheating it in the student cafeteria, just to save on the costs. Because of course, you know, buying a coffee in the student cafeteria is quite expensive, or buying food in the student cafeteria, it's quite expensive. Just cannot do that every day. You know, to buy like a medium coffee, you're looking at about $7 for a medium coffee. A large coffee, you're probably looking at about $10. A medium coffee is smaller than this can of soda. This can of soda would actually be about the same size as a large coffee here in this country. So, you know, everything's pretty spendy. And to buy lunch, the cheapest lunch, you're looking at about $10. So, you know, to be doing that gets pretty spendy if you're going to be doing that. So, of course, you know, just go with a frozen meal that I've made and just reheat it. It's a lot cheaper and a big saving. So, you know, I'll be doing that. But once I'm in student housing too, I should be able to do a bit more cooking again. And because it's, you know, each kitchen, it's a shared kitchen, but it's only 4 rooms for each kitchen. And you know, of course, the kitchens are really spotless and modern and everything. And from what I believe, a lot of the students don't really do a lot of cooking. They're just reheating stuff, really, in the microwaves a lot of the time. So, you know, it's going to be pretty good on that thing. So I might even get a few cooking videos for the Arielle-Viking Cooks channel. That would be good. So, you know, get a couple of videos that. And once I get another computer, remastering old videos from my main channel that I've got hidden or private, remastering them and getting them up onto the Cooks channel. Because I know Heather was saying she'd like to see a lot of my old recipes. So as I'd sort of had time to do it, I'd sort of just remastered them and put them up on the Cooks channel. And I need to do more of that. And of course, if I go somewhere that's sort of really food, yeah, I need to do the orange chicken. I haven't done that. And I've never filmed that. I need to do that, yes. I don't really like lamb very much, Gail, actually. Unless I marinate lamb chops in like a mixture of ketchup manis, which is Indonesian sweet soy sauce, and oyster sauce. I don't really like it that much because it does have a strong smell and taste. And of course, marinating it in that, or, you know, if there's some other things I could marinate it in, takes that away. I just, you know, it's just that sort of sheepy sort of smell and taste to lamb. I don't really like it that much. That's interesting, Gail, yeah. When I come over to you all, I'll actually get some and make it for you. You know, marinate it and then cook it over charcoal, grill it over charcoal, or, you know, something like that. And that's the way to do it. Marinate overnight in a mixture of oyster sauce and ketchup manis, which is Indonesian sweet sauce, and then grill over charcoal. In that way, it's actually quite nice. Yeah, beef, chicken, and pork chops, the most. Actually, fish, yeah. I need to eat more fish again too. I love fish if I can get it. It's often quite expensive here, but I absolutely love it. So yeah, I need to eat more of it. That would be quite nice, Tamara. Yes, a Greek-style leg of lamb. I know a couple of times I will go and get like souvlaki. And that's sort of the Greek style of lamb where they sort of, they cook it, over the fire or what have you. And they sort of have it all sort of marinated and spiced with Greek spices. And I think they might marinate it in yogurt or Greek yogurt before they actually cook it. And it's really quite nice the way they do it. And that sort of gets rid of the, the sheepy sort of smell and taste of it too. So yes, I know that one's really quite delicious. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I will occasionally eat lamb when I sort of buy it, sort of souvlaki from the Greek souvlaki takeout store. But that's getting pretty expensive to do too. You're looking at about $15 for a souvlaki, and the cost of everything is just crazy these days. This can's getting nearly empty too. I'm thinking, oh, I want another coffee. So, just the cost of everything's crazy. And I'll remind everybody, Heather and Gail's live in 30 minutes time. And I might as well just sort of keep yabbering away till, till they're about ready to go live, I guess. Tina's channel. Yeah, Tina's great. Oh, tuna. I'm thinking, well, why are you asking me if I like tuna? Yeah, tuna fish. I really like tuna fish. Canned tuna, it depends what it's in. You need to dress it up a little bit. I love fresh tuna. And especially with really good quality tuna that's, sushi grade. Because I love sushi and sashimi. And of course, if I'm grilling tuna, I'll actually like to sear it, if you know what I mean. You sort of cook it more like medium or medium rare, something like that. Don't cook it all the way through. Cook it all the way through, I don't really like it. But you sort of, I guess you could say you cook it sort of to medium or even medium rare, and it's really good. Especially if it's over charcoal or something like that, it's brilliant. Or, over, smoking hot, searing, cast iron, skillet or something like that as well. It's absolutely brilliant. Love salmon as well. I love most types of fish, actually. It's just so expensive. I love shrimp, for example. Love lobster. Love calamari. Love shellfish. And I'm not allergic to any of them too, so that's a good thing. But absolutely love seafood. But it's just so horrendously expensive here, if you know what I mean. And I'd eat a lot more of it if it wasn't so horrendously expensive, or I could get onto it cheap. But oftentimes, if you get onto seafood cheap, there's a reason why it's cheap, which is unfortunate, but I think you know what I mean. Oh, yeah, I could too. My weight in shrimp. Oh, I love shrimp. Yes, I love it. And of course, you cook it up, garlic shrimp or, sauteed shrimp or curried shrimp or, even just on the grill or, cooked up in butter and garlic. Oh, yeah. You're making me hungry mentoring shrimp. I absolutely love it. And I had to lap, I think it was Jan or somebody calling shrimp mud bugs. Another time. Oh, hi there, Linda. Great to see you. Yeah, I really, really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, Linda. I know you're going live a bit later too. I think somebody has shared your link here. I've just been talking about all the costs I've had for student housing and how I'm even had to sell my computer, which absolutely sucked, but I needed the money for the first installment for student housing. That was $550 that I had to pay 2 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. So, I'm having to do stuff with my phone only, so I'm not able to do a lot of stuff I'd normally be able to do. So you just got to bear with me. Yes, yeah, thank you, Linda. Yeah, I have it. I just got to keep paying for it. I have another payment due towards the end of February, and that's 1,400 for student housing. That's an actual 4-week, no, a 5-week block of the actual rental costs. What I've paid is the actual, I've paid the deposit already, so now what I'm sort of paying from now on is the actual housing costs, the rent costs, and that's actually, you do it in 5-week or 4-week blocks. You sort of pay, in advance 5 weeks or 4 weeks, just depending on the how the installments sort of come. And just sort of, it's in a contract, and I've got the contract and everything and done the contract, so but got that due towards the end of this month, so I'll be pretty broke again when I pay that. And yeah, I'll be doing that with Afterpay actually, so be paying sort of a huge repayment, but that's okay. 4 repayments on Afterpay, so about $200 per week in the repayments, and then I'll be also paying ahead to get the next installment ready, that I don't have to use Afterpay then. Putting $280 per week into my savings account, so getting ahead so that I can pay the next installment of 1,100 and something in 5 weeks time or what have you, from my savings account, so not having to put that onto Afterpay. I'm paying rent here where I'm staying with this friend's place, with this friend, so I'm not able to sort of save a lot of money ahead unfortunately, with with the application costs and everything for student housing. So that's sort of how it's been. And of course, if anybody wants to help me with that, that's much appreciated. And I do have a merch store, links down below in the description. That would really help. If anybody wanted to buy some merch off my merch store, that would help heaps. Also have like the buy me a coffee link, or PayPal me link, which I've sort of pasted in chat. All that helps. If anybody ever says, oh yeah, we'll do you a super, that helps. Although the way super chat and super thanks works, the actual channel, or the recipient only gets about 60% of that, and YouTube takes the other 40, the way that works. So and channel membership's the same sort of thing, ad revenue the same thing. the creator gets 60, around 60, and then YouTube gets around 40%. You know, that's sort of the way, you know, the partner program works, the YouTube partner program. For anybody who's not yet a YouTube partner and is not aware of those things, it's sort of, you know, people are sort of interested in how that sort of works. So, you know, just sort of putting that out there, how that works. Okay, we're 10:40 here. I'll keep yabbering away until Heather and Gail are about ready to go live, and we're looking at about 20 minutes, and then Heather's live will start. And so if moderators could please drop Heather's link for Healthy Goals Wednesday, and also drop Linda's link for another time. Linda will be going live straight after Gail and Heather. And I'm sure Linda's still going live, or I hope she is. I did see the link earlier for Linda's live and also Heather's live, and I got those shared out in my community tab. So please do remember them and drop in there and say hello and join in if you can, and that would be much appreciated by them and by me too, because I love to see everybody getting supported. My friends channels getting supported. I love to see that. I should get rid of this can too, it's about empty. There's a couple of things sort of starting to blow around here, so I'm thinking I should go and grab them before they sort of blow away too far and end up being a bit of a mess for me to pick up. So just bear with me while I go and do that. I was going to have another cup of coffee, and then I decided, oh, with this hot weather, no, I don't really want a cup of coffee, I don't think. I've had one already. I should have made iced coffee, I know. Really needed to stand up and stretch and move a little bit too. I've been sitting down here for an hour and something, just talking to you all. So I thought, oh yeah, I should you know, move around a bit, stretch my legs. Hope I didn't miss anyone's message here. No, I don't think I missed anybody's message. I did say thank you, Linda, for your message. Glad with the student housing. Oh, I see. Yeah, just looking at alerts here. This will be interesting. Heather and Gail are going live in about 15 minutes time. Healthy Goals Wednesday homemade yogurt. So that's interesting. So I guess Heather will be showing us all how she's making yogurt, or how she makes yogurt. So that'll be really, really, really fascinating. That's one thing I might even get to try this year when I'm in student housing. You know, even if I set up in my room to do it. You know, got my own space in my room, and, you know, ensuite in the room, study desk and a bench and everything. So, you know, I might even do it in there. I need to get a small fridge, I think, for my room, or a small freezer as well. There is a large shared fridge in the kitchen, which is shared between 4 rooms, but there's probably not quite enough room in the freezer. You know, by the time if I buy some meals cheap or buy some food cheap just to have it on hand, I know evaporation won't be an issue there with the students. That's a good thing. You know, where I was at the stink house, evaporation was really an issue. You know, food and drink would evaporate in the shared kitchen. So, you know, in the refrigerator there, things would just evaporate within about oftentimes 10 or 15 minutes. So I actually had to get a small fridge for the room. I could have done with a freezer, but just couldn't do it. And of course the fridge I got was old and horrible anyway, so I left it at the stink house. Gave it to somebody living at the stink house when I left there. A roselle in hydroponics. That's interesting, Gail. Yeah. I'll have to find out what that is. So, you know, I got a fridge and it was old and everything. It wasn't very good. It struggled when the weather got really hot. But it kept things sort of cool enough. But, you know, certainly when the weather was really hot, things would sort of get above 40 degrees in the fridge. So I left it there. I'd only got it from Facebook Marketplace, or, you know, buy, sell or swap groups on Facebook anyways, and it only cost me $30, and it was big and heavy and old. I wasn't sort of, you know, bringing it. It was sort of like about that big, and I'd bought it off the man, and I could have never carried it into the room. The man I bought it off was kind enough to carry it into the room for me, and he struggled carrying it. So, you know, I've got to get something just to keep, you know, some snacks and some frozen food in my room or something. Yeah, true, Gail, yes. I thought that's what you said, and I just had to put my glasses on to read that. So, you know, definitely would be doing that, and keeping up, you know, with that sort of thing. Just so that I'm not having, you know, I want a cold drink, I'm not having to go to the room. I'm going to go to the kitchen to do it, although it's not a, you know, that's not a huge issue either. But I'm pretty sure that evaporation won't be an issue, like it was at the stink house, and like it was at, you know, the old witch lady, where I stayed sort of 3 years ago. You know, evaporation was a real issue there. But, you know, she was crazy. And, you know, I really regretted having to move from that nice place I was at in Cranbourne, because they were really lovely people and everything. And, you know, there was no issues of evaporation there. But they were going abroad, so, you know, they weren't going to be at the house. And so that's just the way it sort of worked out and the way it was. So my hair's still drying. I had a shower early today and sort of looking still like a drowned rat. So forgive me for that. And of course we'll remind everybody of Heather and Gail's Healthy Goals Wednesday live, which will be in another 10 minutes. And I'll be ending this live just before then, and then Linda of another time directly after her live. So If somebody could please share those links quickly, that would be much appreciated. Much, much, much appreciated. I wish I had some extra spare money. I'd get something off my merch store just to show you all what my new merch is too. Could be a month or two before I can do that. Because I did do a new design of merch in the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks, so that's up on the merch store, which is linked to this channel in the shopping tab, and I think I might have even highlighted a couple of items for this live too. Please do smash the thumbs up if you haven't already done so. I really appreciate those, and I really appreciate everybody who shared this live out and who shares out my videos. I did do a video, or put a video up Monday evening from the other weekend when I went to the city, so would really appreciate if you haven't seen that to catch that one. And of course, huge thanks to everybody who's been there, watched, commented, shared, all of that. It's really, really appreciated. And I think a lot of people say they found that one quite interesting, so that's good. And actually, I was amazed how well the thumbnail came out. I actually used, to do the thumbnail, I actually used Gemini. Just going into the I have the paid version of Gemini, or Google One, which I actually got for free with this phone for 6 months. So, you know, I only got to start paying for that in about May, I think, or April. No, May, I think. But it really does a good job. Oh, thank you, Tamara. Yes, got to feed and water the barn kitties. Yes, absolutely. Hopefully I can catch you over on Heather and Gail's live. And if somebody could please, somebody in blue, please drop those links. I need to get you. Unfortunately, I can't do it at the moment till I'm next on a computer to put you in blue, Tamara, but I will get you in blue sometime, because I know you can often have a few links to share or something like that. So when I next sort of get onto a computer to do that, when I'm live, I'll definitely do that and get you in blue. I would gift out a few memberships sometime if I could, but that's a computer job as well, unfortunately, from my own live. So once I'm able to afford doing that, I'll do that. Well, actually, I think I can gift out some free ones. So I'll just see if I can open on an old phone and do that. Bear with me. Got an old phone somewhere. I think I can log in to do that. Okay, I think I've been able to gift out 10 free memberships. I'll just see who's got them. I sort of wasn't going to stay away from you all too long. We're going to call it here in a minute. May not show them here. Doesn't look like it's come up here, but congratulations to everybody who's got free memberships. That's really, really wonderful to get those. Gail's about to start, Gail and Heather, so we'll see you all there. If somebody could quickly get the link up for Gail's live, Heather and Gail's live here, and we're going to call it here in a minute, so we'll see you all over at Gail's, Heather and Gail's live, Healthy Goals Wednesday. So if somebody could please quickly drop that link, and we're just going to call it now. So I'm going to wish everybody a really, really wonderful week and a wonderful evening, and everybody stay safe and be blessed. So until next time, I'll be back in a week's time at the same time. Everybody take care and be blessed, and bye bye.